Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
It's hump day, and well, I wasn't expecting this. And if you had this, I know you know what we're about to talk about because you maybe have read the title of this episode, the headline of this episode, or you took a nice gander at the thumbnail before you pressed play. But if you had this on your bingo card for the AKAPAD Film Buff podcast, and welcome back to all my fellow and lovely and gorgeous film buffers out there. I'm Peter A. DeLuca. We're obsessed. Now, it's a streaming show we're talking about today, but we're mostly obsessed with movies. And this show spawned a whole discovery of mine. I didn't even know that there was a third Legally Blonde called Legally Blondes. I knew there was a musical though, and I think there was another live action pilot that didn't go to series. But we're talking Legally Blonde today, and we're talking Elle, a show that it took me a bit to understand that this is a prequel series. I watched the first, and full recommendation. I absolutely love this show. I love our girl, Lexi Minetree, which is a hell of a cool name. I don't know where she's from. She's perfect as Elle. So I watched the first episode. And it took I put it on just because I was curious, and I was sitting down with the love of my life, my fiance. I just put it on. I'm like, oh, it came up on the Amazon slider. Let's just put this on, a little bit of a brain dump, and then we'll get serious about what we want to watch and why. But then, we episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. I think we got maybe halfway through the series. I think there's only 8 episodes. But I was pretty deep in the first episode when I realized, and forgive me for not picking up all the context clues. I thought this was like a family member of the girl, and I didn't know the girl's name from Legally Blonde. I didn't have that in my movie vernacular, in my cultural lexicon. I'm just thinking oh, okay, they're adapting something that was referenced in Legally Blonde 1 or 2. Kind of cool. Start watching the series, and I absolutely love the situation that the girl is thrown in, where she's in downtown Beverly Hills, so we get a lot of that Clueless vibe. We all that stuff. Very, very Clueless in the beginning of this. And then her father just basically butchers someone's nose, a major celebrity's nose, and they need to move out of LA and have to go underground and have to pretty much rebuild their lives. So they move to Seattle. It wasn't until she gets into school that I realized, I'm oh, this is the girl from Legally Blonde. And this whole time my fiance's yeah, you dope. But AKA Patters, this is a part of being open-minded enough to be entertained. I absolutely fell in love with this show. Going through some of the information though, and this is a full recommendation, maybe a little bit of a quicker episode, but this is a prequel series, and I believe she might be a sophomore or freshman in high school, so we are to assume that we can at least get 4 seasons out of this show. I don't know if we can make her any younger, we do kind of want her in high school so she can drive and do all these other things. Her friends in LA are still in contact with her, so we get a little bit of that long distance back and forth, and she even a little bit of a estranged love or boy that she's into that she doesn't get to fulfill because of what happens with her father. It's just a lot of fun, and I think that's a major part of being. We discussed this a lot about being a good audience member, to where you're just open minded enough, and you just say, oh, what the hell, this is cool, this is fun. I enjoy this world. But our girl, Lexi Minetree, is so well cast. She is such a good performer. She is not quite the Ellie that we get in the movie, from what I remember. AKAPADers. Now, keep in mind, write this one down. I may have seen Legally Blonde twice, Legally Blonde 2 once, but we're going to do everything. We're going to do Legally Blonde 1, 2, 3, this, and maybe even the musical. Depends on my mood. I'm mostly against when franchises or sequels or something popular gets the musical treatment. I'm usually always against it, unless it is a musical. Like Lion King is fine because that was a musical cartoon, so put it on stage and plus it out, add some new content, some new characters, some new songs, and all systems are go, and it's one of the biggest hits in human history. That's different than Back to the Future getting a musical. That makes me just I want to walk on Legos just thinking about that Back to the Future musical. Legally Blonde, though, I will say, like, maybe the two movies that got the musical treatment that I will back is SpongeBob SquarePants, because it's so ridiculous, and I get like TV series, so, but it's still the same. And Legally Blonde, I would be fine watching the Legally Blonde musical. I just think it's ridiculous enough to work. They probably have good songs, because, right, like most of the music would be probably from like Ellie's perspective, which is also I'm searching for words. It's almost like Ellie's personality is so powerful and strong that it can kind of like flow into the TV series or the sequel or the musical or a cassette or a CD or VHS, where it's almost like part of the Ellie brand that's inside of the fictional universe, like very like crossover. But that's what I like about this series. I think Ellie Woods as a character, as a focal point, is fun, interesting, and somewhat like dream chasing. Like, you kind of watch this, and I'm thinking of like La La Land, like the entire time. I'm just thinking of giant personalities and pursuing your dreams and landing on your feet and struggling along the way. There's, to me, a lot of that in this series. Getting back to when I went through the cast before I sat down with you guys, and then we did like talk about like other members. I will say this before we get out here. There is, it looks like this is a James Vanderbeek series in a way. He looks like he plays Dean Wilson, which we haven't met yet in the show. So maybe he is episode 4 and beyond. I know he's not in the first 3 episodes. If he's in, I missed it, but I was pretty sure we got into episode 4. James Vanderbeek passed away last year. And I've been a James Vanderbeek fan. You guys know how much I absolutely love Dawson's Creek. I love his Power Rangers short film. And we talked about, he made this movie called Final Draft that really blew me away, just as like a low budget, like single scene movie that anyone can make, but James Vanderbeek is so freaking good in that. So a little bit somber, a little bit sad. I look forward to his performance, and maybe we'll cycle back. Maybe we'll get back into how the series wraps up. But I hate to say it, this is why we do this is why we do so many drops. If you don't like the Legally Blonde episodes that we have upcoming around the time of this, I do apologize. You can always skip them. All right, AKAPADers, full recommendation here. Legally Blonde, or the universe of Legally Blonde, or Ellie from the world of Legal. It's kind of like a weird title. What is the full title? Hold up here. Ellie from the world of Legally Blonde. That's the official title from Amazon. All right, AKAPADers, I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.